Yeah! It's the Talking Circle again. And today we're going to talk about... What are we going to talk about? Because we have no idea. We just started this for no reason.
Let's talk about deforestation.
Deforestation?
Deforestation. Really? I mean, we can. How knowledgeable are you on deforestation?
I am not knowledgeable on deforestation. I was thinking something more along the lines of recovery and sobriety.
Okay, we can do that.
Pick a topic, any topic.
Coping skills.
Coping skills. So we're talking about coping skills. And first off, I wanted to say, the last talking circle, I noticed that I was focused on my answers and not giving you the floor. So I want to give you the floor.
Okay.
If any other topic gets inspired besides the coping skills, because I have already something kind of like clicking in my head that I want to talk about. But for the meantime, we'll talk about coping skills.
Yeah.
And I want to hear how you're coping with daily life right now.
Daily life.
Yeah.
Shoot. With manic depression, you gotta have coping skills on the ready at every second. You gotta be rehearsed. It's harder for someone who has a mental disorder than someone who doesn't have a disorder.
Yeah.
So you're fighting two battles at once. On my Instagram, I just posted my daily agenda, and working out's gonna be a big coping skill for me.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like running especially is gonna open up neural pathways, and it's gonna release dopamine. I think it's gonna, like, if I'm going like this, I think it's gonna do this. You know what I mean?
You know, actually, someone told me way back when that a cold shower for 3 minutes releases more dopamine than any medicine they've been able to find.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm kind of iffy about it because I'm pretty sure you could take Adderall and like dopamine's going like.
Right.
But supposedly there's research that that a cold shower for 3 minutes does more to the brain as far as dopamine goes than medication.
Yeah.
So that could be added to your coping skill. Hey, you want to hear one coping skill you're applying? This is going to be on YouTube. One coping skill you're applying to your daily life today that has helped you.
Deep breath.
Deep breaths?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because if you synchronize your breathing to your heart rhythm, then you
Resonance.
have ability to lower to a good resting rate.
Well, thank you. Now get out of this shot. I hope you can hear where he said. He basically said that, What? I forgot what he said already. My short-term memory's freaking shot because of all the drugs I did.
To go on to coping skills, idea, 2 cents. I think natural ways to release dopamine and get those natural neural pathways firing again is gonna be super helpful.
Yeah.
And it's gonna I didn't run very long, like 5 minutes today. It was really taxing on the chest and the lungs, but yet, you know, when you can just take it to the max a little bit, and open up neural pathways that weren't there, it'll be a struggle, and you can just chip away at it. You know, you don't have to take on, don't hurt yourself. You know, but
you know something, I've been doing a lot of research on states of mind, and like there's something called the flow state, which you've heard me talk about in group a lot of times. But basically, if you could change the interpretation you have on a circumstance to something that allows you to find enjoyment and purpose in what you're doing, you'll actually release a chemical called analdehyde,
okay.
which is Sanskrit for bliss, the bliss chemical.
Okay.
So that feeling you get, like meth. Meth was your drug choice, right?
Yeah.
Well, I feel what meth would be described as, that euphoria. I feel that like half the day in the morning.
Really?
Like when I'm talking about, like when I'm like in group from 7 to about 12 or 1,
Yeah.
I feel what meth feels like through me accessing the flow state, and it's through like YouTube video. When you see me with my headphones on,
Yeah.
and like I'm zoning people out,
Yeah.
it's either because I'm listening to music or I'm listening to these audio podcasts that change my subconscious programming so that I can view the world in a way that empowers me and activates that bliss chemical.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What we're doing right now, I'm sure it's doing the same thing.
Yeah, because it goes back to my goals.
Yeah.
The goals I've written now, YouTube is one of them.
Right.
So me achieving this goal by doing this with you, yes, is activating it. It's not as pronounced as it is in the morning, but it's definitely here.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's same topic, different bullet point.
Okay.
Biggest obstacle in sobriety.
For me personally, my biggest obstacle is
Staying sober.
Yeah. So, staying sober. Side note: staying sober is no longer my biggest obstacle. My biggest obstacle is maintaining the peace of mind that I have when I'm not worried about if I'm gonna relapse.
Right.
So, like, if I'm not worried about me relapsing, like, I'm so accepting of the fact that I'm never gonna go back to drugs again.
Yeah.
And like, I don't get cravings anymore.
Right on.
But the only thing that ever shows up is periodically I'll get a worry of like, what if I go back? But when that worry is there, like I push through it, and then I realize, wait a minute, like I've been doing the hard work. I got 2 months and 19, 20 days, something like that. And like soon, this worry is gonna be gone, and I'll be home free.
Yeah.
Like home free, because I don't want to go back to drugs. I don't get cravings.
Yeah.
The only thing that torments me, if it ever does torment me, is worry.
Yeah.
And I can combat that by listening to positive stuff on YouTube instead of listening to music that drills me with drug use, you know?
Right. Right.
Which you were talking about that in one of the groups that
Yeah.
you wanted to work on your music.
Yeah.
And you know how I was able to work on music? I used to be addicted to the music that like was talking about drugs, like that kind of music I
Right.
was addicted to.
Right.
But through the audiobooks I was listening to, and like
Yeah.
Joseph Rodriguez, if you ever want to look him up, I was able to change up my programming, and now I find happiness and flow in the stuff I listen to, and I'm able to listen to Christian music a lot more easier.
Yeah.
Like I actually choose to listen to that as opposed to force myself to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
You know, you hardest thing with sobriety right now?
Dude, I would say it's everything, man. It's like I'm gonna try and narrow it down, you know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm doing so well, you know, like before my relapse 2 months ago I had like 6-7 months. But it's a daily struggle, you know. I would just say with manic depressive,
Yeah.
if I'm manic, it's like if someone asks, I'm like, yeah, and I'm not thinking, I'm not like checking myself, you know what I mean? So it's so,
Yeah.
and then if I'm depressed, I'm like, man, I just,
I wish I could.
yeah. So I guess my answer to everything, which is here, is my coping skill, which is going to be kind of expanding the mind, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to naturally max out my dopamine by running and
Yeah.
you know.
And I really believe, because it's helped me, and I was the worst of addicts. Let me tell you, if you can change your perspective in everything you do to find that bit of joy and enjoyment in it,
Mhm.
then the workout will be supplement, but you'll feel that sense of satisfaction in your life. I feel that sense of satisfaction. Like, you know how like when you're in addiction, you feel like something's missing all the time, and then when you
Yeah.
get into recovery, you really feel like something's missing.
Yeah.
Well, the past like week, I feel like whole. I feel whole and complete,
Nice.
and that's come from doing the mentality changing. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everything I say in group is not like, these are not things that like I just like pull out of my ass. These are things that I've been actively working on,
Mhm.
and like I am a genuinely happy person 95% of the time,
Yeah.
and 40 to 50% of the time I'm buzzing off life.
Right on.
So what I say about life, like in group, is like I'm either passionate about it
Mhm.
and I'm buzzing talking about it,
Mhm.
or it's stuff I've just discovered myself that I want to share with others.
Yeah.
You know, and that's also why I do these videos, because one day I will be famous, but that's not the point. The point is simple stuff like this. You know,
Yeah.
like me doing this video has benefited you.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you have benefited me,
Right.
and we have benefited them.
And Dan.
And Dan, yeah. Dan, that was Dan who
Dan.
came out here. But
Danielson.
Danielson, yeah.
Danielson.
But I think this will conclude this
Yeah.
circle.
What were we saying?
I don't know what we were saying. Anyway.
A weem walk.
A weem walk, a weem walk, a weem walk.